Hello, this is Dr. Anthony Festmeyer. In this video, we're going to go ahead and compare E and A form bar chords to E and A form power chords. So going to our E form bar chord, we'll go ahead and start with just a nice open E chord. I can move that up one fret and it gives me an F chord. This is an F major chord, but I could also play this as an F minor chord by picking up my middle finger. I could take this chord shape and I can move it up fret by fret and come up with 12 different major and minor chords. Really just all the possibilities of major and minor chords. Now a major chord is sometimes described as kind of a bright sound, and a minor chord is sometimes described as a dark sound. Each of these chords have 3 different notes in them. Now that might seem confusing at first because when I play this chord, this F chord, I actually am playing 6 strings and therefore 6 notes. But really this chord only has 3 different notes to it. Same thing with the F minor chord. If I actually examine the different names of the notes, I would find there's really only 3 with some of them doubled up. Now a power chord is very much related to the major and minor chords, but it only has 2 different notes, known as the interval of a fifth. In a simple way, a fifth is just 2 notes that are 5 letter names apart. So if I'm starting on F, and I go up by 5 letter names, F, G, A, B, C, C would be the note that's a fifth above F. So the F power chord incorporates an F note and a C note. So if I go to my F power chord, I have F here, and then I have C here. I'm also adding my pinky, which is giving me another F note. So there's that doubled up note. I have 2 Fs, but really I could just think of it as an F note and a C note to give me the power chord. I can also play that power chord in a simpler way by not using my pinky. I'm just going to pick up my pinky. So I'm going to use just my first and my third finger on the F and the C to get that power chord. Now comparing these 3 chords, I've got the F major chord. Here I'm strumming all 6 strings. I've got the F minor chord. I'm strumming all 6 strings. And then I've got the F power chord. I'm playing the bottom 3 strings or just the bottom 2 strings. So you can kind of see how those 3 chords all relate to one another. Now if I do the same thing with the A form chord, here's a nice open A chord, just the top 5 strings of the guitar. I'm not playing the low E. If I move that up by a fret, I get an A sharp or B flat chord, then a B and then a C. Let's go ahead and take a look at the C chord here. Here's a C major chord. I could also play that as a C minor chord. And then I could also play it as a C power chord. The C power chord, we use C, D, E, F, G. G is a fifth above C, 5 letter names. So that power chord uses a C note and a G note. Here I've got a C with my first finger and a G with my third finger, and then when I add my pinky, I'm adding another C note for the C power chord. Like with that power chord, if I don't use my pinky, that's just the extra C, I still have a C and a G, giving me the 2 notes of the power chord. Again, just like with the F chord, in this position I could play a C major chord, a C minor chord, or just focus on the 3 bottom notes or 2 bottom notes to get a C power chord.